I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. We have Trustee Sellers, Trustee Hartshorn, Trustee Baker, Trustee Cahill, Trustee Wilson, Superintendent Mahoney. Let me talk about what we just, in closed session, we accepted 3 classified resignations and we accepted 2 certificated retirements. For Section 4, public comment.
Yes. Our first speaker is Zane Cortez, a kindergartner from Indian Creek.
Oh, and may I remind you, for public speaking, we are going to adhere to the 3-minute mark since we have a few public speakers, and it's right there on the screen for
Let's
you.
go over here. Okay. You're gonna look at them.
Okay.
Go ahead and sign. I'll hold this for you. You can come.
Hi, my name is Zane. I'm in kindergarten at Indian Creek. We would like to invite you to our community helper show next week.
And give each one one.
One of these. Thank you. 2. 3. Now it's coming later.
Thank you, Zane.
Thank you, Zane.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Next.
Our first student speaker is Morelli Alvarado for Charles Brown.
Hi, my name is Marley. I'm from Charles Brown, and this is what's happening at Charles Brown. Dear School Board, I am writing thanks for making Charles Brown during Academy. Before joining Charles Brown, I felt less confident in math and reading. I was shy in class every day. Then when I joined Charles Brown, my math, my reading, and my writing improved. I felt amazing and proud of myself. Other way Charles Brown helped me was by getting help from my teachers. For example, when I'm struggling in math, my teacher, Mrs. Yoon, helps me. But class sizes are great because the teachers can help us quickly. Next, now I feel more confident to raise my hand and try new things like cross country and student council. Now I make new friends at Charles Brown. For example, we play with the 6th graders every day. Finally, we do goals in class, which helps me. For example, I ready an AR. Also, our principal gives us 3D prints. Thank you again for this opportunity you have given me at Charles Brown Learning Academy. Sincerely, Morelli.
Thank you. Next.
Our next speaker is Lucy Ann Diamond and her grandmother, Candy Maggard.
Hello, board members. I'm Lucy Ann from Charles Brown. I have been attending Charles Brown since it opened. This school has helped me improve in my reading and math. I still need help, but I'm getting better every day from Charles Brown. I really want to keep attending Charles Brown, so I can stay on the right track for success. The staff there are really kind and we're like one big family. I'm afraid I must go to another school. I may fall behind because I won't have the extra help I need. I have great academic and social opportunities there. Please keep Charles Brown open. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sandy Maggard, and I'm concerned about the future of Charles Brown. My granddaughter was recommended and has attended since it opened, and my daughter and I were told that the school would be there through 8th grade, adding grades each year. We feel very misled by the school system that we trusted. My daughter and I feel that our student fell through the cracks starting with COVID. She is still struggling, but has made progress thanks to Charles Brown and their wonderful program. Charles Brown has been very good for her with the smaller class sizes and extra help. And the school is like a little family there to support and help each other. We both feel that as she is forced into another school, she will fail miserably, both academically and socially in junior high. We feel like there is no good options out there for our student. She really needs what Charles Brown has to offer, and we are counting on you to keep Charles Brown open so that all the students can be successful. Our family is very thankful for all the staff at Charles Brown and their commitment to the students and their families. We are looking forward to our student continuing her education there through 8th grade as we were led to believe. Thank you for your time.
Next, we have a 4th grade student, Aaron, from Charles Brown. Well, I know, are they all going up together?
Yep, yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and these are my friends Clemente, Riley, and Bella. We wanted a chance to say thank you to the board and Mr. Mahoney. No matter what is decided tonight, we are grateful to have had the chance to attend Charles Brown. We all wanted to share with you why Charles Brown had been special to us.
I wanted to tell you that being at Charles Brown has really helped me increase my levels, especially in math and multiplication. It would really mean a lot to me to get to stay there.
Charles Brown has helped me feel safe from bullying. My reading has also improved, and I am very proud of myself and my school.
I wanted to say that Charles Brown has really supported my learning health. I feel protected at my school. I'm proud to be a Charles Brown student.
I'm thankful for Charles Brown because it had helped me to feel smart and successful. For the past 2 years, I have felt like I really belong at my school. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have to disclose this somewhere?
I think we put this on the 700. All right, next.
I have one more student, a 2nd grader, from Charles Brown, Camilla. She's gonna come. Okay.
Good job. Go after this.
Next speaker is Christina Thomas.
I'd like to first thank all the students for having enough courage to come up here and talk to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I was going to say the same thing. Oh, sorry, one second. Great job, kids, for being brave. It's awesome. Good for you. Okay, ready to go. Good evening. My name is Christina Thomas. This is my colleague Lorelei. We're 4th grade teachers at Indian Creek and here to speak tonight on behalf of our 66 students. This year I have 32 students in my classroom, and Mrs. Lay has 34. She also has an ASL interpreter as well as an ASL interpreter intern who serves one of her students full-time. The total number of bodies per fourth grade class at Indian Creek varies from 33 to 39 on a daily basis. In those classrooms, we serve students with autism, ADHD, dyslexia, specific learning disabilities, significant ongoing medical problems, deaf, hard of hearing, loss of a parent or guardian, English language learners, and serious social emotional needs. We also serve students whose reading levels range from kindergarten to 10th grade. That's not a small range. That's an entire school system inside 2 classrooms. In 2023, the district heard concerns from the then 4th grade teachers and parents about increasing class sizes beyond 24 students in 4th grade. At that time, the decision was made to keep 4th grade class sizes around that number. The concerns were heard and the impact was understood. This isn't new information. We know that class size matters, individual feedback matters, intervention matters, and relationships truly matter. I'm gonna stop here and let Laura's.
Well, you guys each have 3 minutes. So
We can
if you
just keep
wanna-
rolling?
If you want to keep
Okay.
going, and then Laura, you're out. I have one for you after.
Okay, thank you.
That sound good?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
We would like to quote part of our district's mission statement. At Mother Lode Union School District, we provide a safe, inclusive environment where all students are empowered to reach their full potential. Under our mission statement, there are statements that explain how Mother Lode will accomplish this mission. One of them is we provide all employees with resources necessary to perform their function while maintaining a fiscally responsible organization. When classrooms rise into the 30s, especially at a pivotal grade such as 4th, we're forced to stretch instructional time thinner. Small group instruction is hard to achieve. One-on-one student-teacher feedback decreases. Interventions and differentiation become harder to deliver with fidelity, and students who need the most support feel that impact first. Our families are telling us the same thing staff is telling you. In your recent surveys, families identified small class sizes, individualized support, reading and math intervention, and social emotional well-being as top priorities. Parents wrote, class size matters, don't overcrowd, and I want my child to feel known and supported. 4th grade is foundational. It is where students need to be prepared to shift from learning to read to reading to learn. It is where students grow from learning how to write to becoming independent writers. It is where math fact fluency becomes essential and forms the foundation of all math to come. It is where confidence is either built or shaken. Our students deserve classrooms where they are seen, supported, and successfully educated. We are here asking that as decisions are made moving forward, especially in this crucial decision-making time in our district, class size remains aligned with what we all know supports student success and with the mission of our district that has publicly committed to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Ruth Screen from Indian.
My name is Ruth Screen. I'm speaking today not only as a part of the Indian Creek intervention team, but as a concerned parent of a 3rd grader. My concern is the current size of the 4th grade classes, with one teacher moving to 1st grade at the beginning of the school year that left 70 students being split into just two classes. As an LCAP aide, I work in these classrooms. As I'm sure that you've seen during your recent visits, there's hardly enough room to walk around the desks to get to the students that need help. There isn't enough time to get to everybody that needs help. And what happens to the students that are academically in the middle? They get overlooked because there's just too many students. We know what happens when you try to plant a rose in the desert. Both things are great and have a place in our ecosystem, but the rows cannot thrive under the desert's conditions. The third grade class currently has several students with maladaptive behaviors that would possibly be crammed into only 2 classrooms if things stayed as they are now. They would likely feed off of one another and cause many disruptions, which will inhibit learning. There is no such thing as a bad kid, but there are circumstances where they can't thrive together, just like a rose in the desert. Every day I see teachers going above and beyond for their students, especially the 4th grade teachers that have over 50% more students in their classes than other teachers do. It's not fair to them or the kids that are relying on them for their education. Smaller class sizes not only help the teachers, they also have a positive effect on the students. According to the School Superintendents Association, students in classrooms with lower teacher to student ratio participate more in school, demonstrate improved behavior, and are less likely to get held back a grade, as well as obtaining high test scores. This board's mission statement in part says that you provide a safe, inclusive environment where all students are empowered to reach their full potential. All students, not a selected few. Where is the personal responsibility of our leadership to provide the best learning outcomes and learning environments? It's time to stop prioritizing a few over the rest. We know better. We should be doing better. I implore you to do better for every single student in the district by creating smaller class sizes for the incoming and future 4th graders instead of giving precedence to a select few. Thank you.
Next speaker is Kim Lawrence from Charles Brown.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Lawrence, and I'm a proud parent of kindergarten at Indian Creek and a 4th grader at Charles Brown. I'm also Charles Brown PTO president. I have a unique perspective since I love both schools. I'm Team Motherlode. Indian Creek is an amazing school. We love the teachers and staff. Allie is thriving in her class. We love the community over there. Charles Brown is also an amazing school. In the last 2 years, we have built a strong community that is like family to us. Teachers and staff work on not just teaching our kids, but getting to know them, their personalities, their issues, their likes and dislikes. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, this is our village. Our PTO is also working hard to have extracurricular activities, events, and field trips so our kids aren't missing out on any of the fun stuff schools have to offer. Our kids have built strong friendships because of Charles Brown. Erin is an extremely confident 4th grader, maybe even more confident than a 4th grader should be, because she is accepted and loved by everyone at Charles Brown. She's thriving academically. This program works for her. Our school puts kids first. I understand not all programs work for everybody. Having options at Motherlode is going to help retain our enrollment numbers for the district. We've worked hard for Charles Brown to be an outstanding option for Motherlode. Because of budget cuts, I understand things need to change. And thank you for giving our kids the opportunity to have a program like Charles Brown. Erin's the type of student that will do well at mostly any school. Some kids aren't lucky that way, but Erin isn't just well at Charles Brown. She's doing outstanding, and please don't take that away from her. Thank you.
I don't have anything prepared, but I did want to just say that I think that what Charles Brown has done with the kids that it has is amazing. I know those kids have done amazing and have thrived. Sadly, it left Indian Creek and Herbert Green at a huge deficit. We have all of the behaviors, all of the IEPs, all of the students that have a hard time. Not that other kids don't, but we have all of them in one location. And in the 4th grade, like we heard, there are 34 students in one of the classrooms. Despite what Larry has said, that there's been 31, there's been a consistent continuation of numbers in that 4th grade classroom. The inequality that has been given and put on Indian Creek and Herbert Green is unacceptable, and this cannot continue. I am flabbergasted that it has gone on this long and that you've allowed it to go on this long. Thank you.
Finished? Thank you very much. Thank you for the public comment. Now we will resume with our meeting. Section 5, Community Leadership, 5.1, Information Student Representatives. Indian Creek, anybody from Indian Creek? Come on up.
Hi, I am Bryce, and I am in the 4th grade at Indian Creek in Mrs. Lay's class. I am here to talk about Indian Creek. First, last Friday, February 6th, was our neon glow dance. Everyone had so much fun. Second, last Friday was Miss Shannon started a birding club. A birding club is where 3rd and 4th grades spot birds with binoculars and field guides. Third, we are taking our 3rd iReady diagnostic for math and reading. Whoever makes the most growth in each subject in their class gets to go to a pizza party. Fourth, in my class, we've been practicing long division. I like it because it's hard and kind of not hard. It's just right. Thank you, board members, for listening for what I have shared.
Thank you very much. Charles Brown.
You've got this. You got this.
Dear Board School Trustee, I want to thank the school board for opening Charles Brown. Charles Brown has helped me by having a smaller class size, more privileges, and a growing library. To begin, smaller class sizes has helped us learn. It has helped us by having more one-on-one time with our teachers, and it helps us get smarter quicker. Also, it makes it more quiet since there are less students. There are less distractions in class, and we're able to learn faster. Next, we get more privileges from our principal and teacher. We get a longer recess than other middle schools. We get a 20-minute recess while other middle school students get a 12-minute recess. Also, we have a lot of equipment, new and old. We also get 3D prints by getting timber tickets, which the principal comes to do a raffle. It makes people want to do well to get timber tickets, and it's lots of fun when you get one. Finally, when Friday we go to the library, we can get 2 books, and the librarians are nice. I feel like I've gotten better at reading because of them. Also, they have helped the library grow, and they have suggested lots of good books to kids that didn't know what to read. That is why I wanted to thank the school board for helping our school grow. Sincerely, Maggie.
Thank you very much. Herbert Green.
Good afternoon, staff and board. I'm Eli Edwards, and I'm the president of Herbert Green. Recently, we have planned a trip to UC Davis for our CJSF students on March 5th, and I'm sure it'll be very educational for our students. We also have had more progress for our leadership class in the planning of our end-of-year activities, as well as our school news broadcast, KHGS, coming back into operation. Our girls' basketball has a tournament this weekend, as well as wrestling still going on. There is also a dance that we are planning, so I'll have more info on that next meeting. We have a strip spirit week this week, and it has been very successful, today's theme being Wear Pink. Last week, we have also had a global day of play for our 5th graders, and it was very fun. Also, we are introducing IXL to our school, and the 5th and 6th grade students and teachers have really enjoyed it, along with some 7th and 8th grade teachers, as they are excited for the possibilities to use it during minor block and for intervention. Also, I would like to thank you all for making possible the salad bar. Our students and me greatly appreciate it. Lastly, our students are really excited for the upcoming 4-day weekend. Thank you for listening, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you, Eli. I was going to ask about that salad bar. 5.2 information Malta representatives.
Well, geez, they've said it all. So I can't compete with that, with the mugs and everything and the cuteness. I can't do that. Sorry. All right. Just Janet is going ahead and she is handing out our special events calendar. Here we go again. You can get all 3 done if you go to the wrestling tournament this weekend, okay? Because it's finals. So I'm just going to plug that. So all of them, Charles Brown, Indian Creek, and Herbert Green will all be wrestling at the finals on Valentine's Day. So give them your love. And they will be there. And they usually start with the littles in the morning and they go to the bigs in the afternoon. It's a long day, but it's a lot of fun. So we want to start off with first thanking Trustee Baker and Trustee Sellers for meeting with us. And we look forward to meeting with the rest of you soon. And we want to make sure that we are making our decisions and our voice known about what is important to Mother Lode School District. Malta knows that when the budget is being looked at, we are a big piece of the puzzle. We also know that Mother Lode's priority is to put children first. This is why we implore you to look at what makes Mother Lode successful and what our long-term goal is, and that's educating students. When we look at any successful program, we look at class size and student-to-teacher ratio. When staff is able to work with a small group, there is a greater understanding for the students, as we all know, and a greater understanding for the teacher about what those students need. With this being said, we're asking you to look at all options of saving money and making sure that we make this crucial decision that will sustain jobs of those that are directly working with all of our students in every school. Thank you.
5.3 CSEA representative.
Good evening, board and Superintendent Mahoney. I think you've heard a lot tonight. CSEA wants to let you know that our voice is that we find equitable solutions for everyone, from the students being first to the classified to the certificated, and that we all work as a team as Mother Lode in the coming future.
Superintendent Mahoney.
Yes. First, I would like to just take a moment to express my concerns and sympathy to our student today. That's families struggling with a difficult time. I'm thinking about them. I think all of you got the communication. They're all of our students, and I think it hits home when families are having to deal with this. So thoughts and prayers are with them for a speedy recovery. I did want to highlight some academic successes. I'm very excited about this math pilot that we are coming down to the wire and just trying to determine what we're going to adopt. We have been looking at Imagine Math, and that's being looked at by many teachers in our district at all 3 school sites, representing all the grade levels. And then we're getting ready for our next math pilot, which is for Thinking Math. This math pilot is going to be very important for us. We haven't had a math adoption in quite some time. And looking at the research, actually, when looking at the impact of the pandemic, math is the subject area that took the hardest hit. So you see statewide and even locally, the decline in student achievement was greater in math when compared to reading. So I'm very excited about this for our district. I think it's going to serve our students very well. I'm grateful for an amazing pilot team that's really taking this bull by the horns and doing what's right for our kids in our district. So very excited about that. And I would like to shout out our amazing Herbert Green Food Services team for getting the salad bar at Herbert Green. So, amazing. Thank you, Bobby, Brandy, Angela. Nice job. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Eli, for bringing that up. Yeah? Okay, that's fine. He did a great job, and I appreciate his advocacy. Thank you.
That's it. Okay. From the board, Trustee Sellers, do you have anything?
I attended an EDCO-sponsored financial forum, which was more about the budget and so forth, and more grim news, and basically a lot of finger pointing about why we're in the situation we're in. So it wasn't, it's informative, but it wasn't cheerful by any means. So I had that background just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good. Thank you for attending.
That sounds miserable. I went to the glow dance. That's where I wanted to be. Besides maybe a seizure from all of that. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I loved it.
Trustee Baker?
I would like to recognize a grandparent in the classroom who came tonight, Bill Hubbard. He has teamed up with Indian Creek and really, So if you've been coming to these board meetings for a while, you know this has been something I've been working on for almost 2 years now. We had a couple of volunteers last year, but they were kind of just in and then never came back. And this seems like it's going to be a really good, beneficial way to utilize grandparents in the classroom. And we're hoping to pick up a couple more. And I hear that there's a couple more out there that will help with reading and some one-on-one mentoring. So I'm very excited about that.
Thank you. And I've met Bill a couple times ago when I was over at Indian Creek.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yes. He's Ms. Cahill.
First, I received some letters, handwritten letters from a couple of third grade students at Indian Creek, inviting me to the Science Wizard activity. And I got the letters after that already took place because I only checked the mailbox once a month for my packet. I had no idea I had letters, these great letters. Not only were they handwritten, there was all kinds of artwork on them. And I loved it. I loved getting those letters from students. It was, so thank them. And I'm sorry that we missed the program. Also, I had stopped by Charles Brown to drop something off and I got invited into Mrs. Yoon's 5th grade class. She was piloting one of the new math programs. So I got to sit in on a math lesson there. And the students were all willing and participating. Everybody seemed happy. It was a great lesson. And so I want to thank her for allowing me to do that.
Oh gosh. First, I did attend Diane Maloney's memorial service. She was a secretary here for years of the administration. It was nice. I also got invited to lunch about solar with Marty and Larry. We talked to a gentleman who talked about putting solar in our schools, districts. It was interesting that we both said that solar can provide shade structure besides just over parking lots. We perked up our ears on that one. Anyway, so we're looking into that. Okay, here we go. I attended a county meeting and I have lots to share. Hold on here. Here we go. The main theme, I would say, of all the districts and a lot of people attended this time, were negotiations and budget deficits and layoffs coming up. Tahoe did a board retreat, and I'm thinking maybe we need to do something like that. Talked about bike safety in the district because they have a lot of people riding bikes there, and their cell phone policy that they put into action. Gold Oak, we had a representative from there. They have a bell-to-bell with no cell phone policy. They have a deficit of over $500,000. Rescue was talking about their community nights they do within the community, which I thought was interesting. Georgetown, they passed a bond for a certain amount of money, but now these projects that they had planned are now costing more money. So they're in a real problem of what do they do? Do they try to do all the work and go cheap, or do they just do some of the work? So they've got some things to work on. The high school district, they are in an impasse with their negotiations. They're talking about AI policies, talking about lots of layoffs and the lack of money. Placerville has a new principal at Schnell, and they also have an AI discussion going on. Camino, budget issues. The county, Glenn's wife was talking about the Foster Youth app and what's going on with that. Pioneer, feel very sorry for them. You know, Walt Tyler School burned down in the Caldor fire. They have funding issues. They still have not been able to rebuild that poor school out there. So we talked about that. Buckeye is in declining enrollment. They're having absentee concerns. They got creative funding to keep their PE teachers by putting in dancing and rhythm arts into their PE to keep the PE teachers. Thought that was creative there. Pollock Pines has transportation issues. They are having to use the high school also. Budget issues. They are also using a principal superintendent position for them. Indian Diggins, nine students in their school, one in each grade level. K, they have a TK through 8th. I just love to hear about them. They have also sent a letter to their tribe in their area about changing the name, and the tribe has not gotten back to them, so they're crossing their fingers. They have a real concern is because the school that their school does not belong to them. It belongs to somebody else. They do not own that property, and they need to make improvements, but they can't because they're not the owners. So they're going through some real hard times out there in Indian Diggins. So I had quite a meeting in the end of January. So that's what I've been doing in my spare time. So I just wanted to let you know it's an interesting meeting I go to, and I definitely learn new things each time. And we have a big awards presentation coming up March 23rd for the people in the community. All right, section 6, consent items, action items. 6.1, I need a motion. Superintendent requests approval of consent items 6.2 through 6.5.
I move that we approve the consent items 6.2 to 6.5.
I'll second.
Okay, any comments, concerns? Oh, Marty, I have a question. I know, I have a question. Because I know this can happen. All of our subscriptions that we're using, I'm looking into money here. We're using all of those, you know, are we still Read Naturally? I mean, are we still using all of our subscriptions?
Yes, every time it comes up for renewal, we look at the usage to make
Thank
sure
you.
that it's a worthy purchase.
I'm looking for money, sorry.
No, Read Live is amazing, thank you.
I remember Read Live. I just wanted, just want to make sure we're using those. If we can cut anything, I'm looking at those issues. And we had several reissued checks this time.
Yeah, people just don't seem to need money.
I know, they must not need their money. Anybody else on the board? Anything?
Propane costs, we deal with Farrell. Farrell is pretty good. That's where I get gas from. Do we get preferred rate from them on
I believe
propane?
so, yeah.
Do you have any idea what we're averaging on that per
I do.
gallon?
I can look into it for you.
I'd like to kind of know about that. Are we paying for voice over IP? I saw a warrant for what looked like VoIP LLC. Is that one of our?
Mark?
I mean, we definitely pay for a phone system. I'm not sure that that's the specific one here.
It says VoIP LLC, so I'm assuming that's voice over IP.
Oh.
What date?
Also, while you're thinking about that, State Water Resource Control Board, what are those checks all about? Anybody know? I mean, it's,
We have to pay for inspections and stuff in our permit.
okay, with some water wells or something, what wells do we have?
I don't think we have a well.
Okay. Seems like a kind of thing. Let's see if I can find that.
Oh, there it is.
Is on PORP?
Oh, it
It's
is.
on,
No, it's our speakers that we
Page two.
purchased
Yeah, we
for
bought new speakers.
VoIP supplies, the
For
speaker
Indian
purchase.
Creek.
okay, got it, thank you.
For safety.
Different animal.
Thank you.
External speakers,
External.
outside so they could hear the loud system better.
Oh, got it.
So CDW government, what is that again?
They're a provider of technology equipment.
That's a sizable check. Is that a subscription thing that we do annually or?
So it would be, oh, yes, it was.
It's what?
So we had an E-rate project where we did backups and it was funded 80% by the government and 20% by the district.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate that.
Using funds outside of general fund.
Anyone else? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, shall I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. All right, section 7, setting direction. Call for a motion here, 7.1. Superintendent requests approval of global adoption of the revised Motherlode Union School District Board policies. I need a motion.
I move that we approve the request for global adoption of the revised Motherlode Union School District Board policies.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
We're going to second and then have a discussion.
Yeah, a second,
All right,
we'll have
I'll
a
second.
discussion.
Second, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
So we got a second?
Yes.
Okay, discussion, please. Thank you.
I'm going to ask that we table that, please. That takes a lot more consideration than with everything else going on than we've had the time to put to it.
Agreed. And I have not finished, I have not gotten all those read either. So can we table that then to the next meeting, please? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now, do I have to call for a vote? Even though, no, because we've tabled it. Just want to make sure, I want to keep legal here, okay? All right, section 8, 8.1, principals report, Indian Creek.
Good evening, board. Good evening, community. Goodbye, people that are fleeing. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I just feel a real strong sense of our community here this evening, and it feels good. It feels really good. I'm going to go ahead and share some stuff happening at Indian Creek. Go ahead and check out our enrollment up there. We have added quite a few students, as you can see, throughout the school year. Our attendance rate is dropping just a bit. January has been a sick month. February has continued to be pretty sick. So we're hoping to have more kids at school and have that rate go up as we head into March. Next slide. So each month I've been talking about progress towards some of the goals that we made at the beginning of the year at Indian Creek. PBIS, which is our positive behavior interventions and support, has been something that we've been working on. We have a whole school-wide way of motivating student behavior, and we've tried a couple of different things this year. We tried a bead system, and we've gone ahead and moved on to trying a sorebuck system. And so we keep looking at that as a team and just trying to do what's going to work best for our staff and for our kids. Regarding our multi-tiered systems of supports, MTSS, that's just a fancy way of making sure that we're meeting the needs of all of our students. We started something this year called Every Child at Indian Creek, affectionately called EC at IC meetings. We had our second round of those in January. I get to be with some of our interventionists, our behaviorists, our school psychologists, and we meet with every single teacher to talk about the kids in their classrooms that they're concerned about. And we put plans in place. Some of those plans include something called an SST meeting or a student success team meeting. And we just make sure that we have, if there are behavior needs, those are being met. If there's academic needs, we're putting things in place to support those kids. So we had our second round of those meetings. All of our small group interventions are continuing. Those include bilingual support, reading intervention, tracking data, and some extra 3rd and 4th grade small group supports that we've been putting in place. That is all going strong, and we're going to celebrate the people that make that happen tonight. Next slide. Our reading emphasis is going strong with our WTL, or Walk to Learn program. We continue to implement the SIPS reading program. It happens Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. We make sure that that happens no matter what. If there are some staff out, we just make sure that our Walk to Learn program is still occurring. All the kids have been reassessed, and that we make sure they're in the right group. We move them up, or maybe we move them into a group where they need a little more support, but we make sure they're getting their reading instruction right where they need it. Also, some exciting news. One of our teachers is going to be starting a small extra reading group in the month of February on into March. And so we'll have 6 weeks of intensive intervention for a few of our kiddos. Just to tag on to what Larry said, Mr. Mahoney said about our P3 work and our pilots. The pilot is going well. I got to sit and observe an Imagine lesson myself, saw the whole thing from front to end, and it's a great curriculum, and we're looking forward to trying another one starting this next month. And so I agree, it's one of the most important decisions we're going to make in a while, making sure we have a rigorous, clear curriculum that meets the needs of all of our students. So that's a great thing we're doing right now. And next slide. A few fun things happening. We had our Muffins with Minnie event in January. We celebrate our 100th day of school. We also, we do have community nights out. We have restaurant nights out. We had one at Pizza Plus with that wonderful family. We did have our Science Wizard Assembly. We are, when I made the slide, midway through our wrestling season. We're actually getting towards the end now. And the meet that we had here at Herbert Green was delightful, very, very fun. We also celebrated Global School Play Day, and we did have our Neon Family Glow Dance. I'm sorry about your head. Yeah, there was a lot of flashing lights. It was intense. Next slide. I had to share a few slides I was going to share in January, and then we didn't get to talk in January, so I just wanted to show you. We had a really fun Breakfast with Santa event. There's Santa. Next slide. We also had hot cocoa, a PBIS hot cocoa incentive, and we had a sing-along assembly. Next slide. You had to see some of the wrestlers, right? These are the wrestlers. That's one of our Indian Creek 3rd grade boys taking him down. There he is. Next slide. We had, a serious thing happening with aging on the 100th day of school. Our kindergarten teachers are very, very cute. Next slide. Okay, here's the great part. So we've been talking all year about the great work we're doing with reading at Indian Creek, and tonight we get to acknowledge the people that are making that happen. So if I could please, are you guys going to hate me if I make you come up here?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, come on up here, guys. Come on up here, guys. You can stand there and look at everybody and look beautiful. Will somebody take a wonderful picture? Thank you, Mrs. Gilstrap. And this is not all of them. There are a couple people not here this evening, but I want to take a moment. First of all, you all approved the hiring of Charity Owens into our TOSA, or Teacher on Special Assignment position, and she is here with us this evening. So just such a special support, really getting to focus on students and teachers, and it is really comforting to me every day to be able to have this person here working alongside me and supporting all of our people. And really, it's worked out well because her classroom that she's working out of is right next to the reading intervention classroom. And so they all work really collaboratively to support our students with reading. So just a deep acknowledgement for you, Charity. Next, we have, we'll have a big clap for everybody at the end. We have Chelsea Huddle here. This is our lead reading teacher at Indian Creek. This is the person that really looks at all the data with me, and we make decisions about which supports kids are getting and where the most intensive supports need to go. Very data-focused work, and delightful to watch teaching in the classroom, just dynamic. So Not only that, she also coordinates her LCAP aides, and we have a couple of them here this evening with us. And she coordinates the volunteers that come on campus. We just got to be real here. And we have one of them over here. Bill came on in. And Chelsea loves to take people. She's like, okay, sure, give me 3. I'll figure out where to put them. And she's just such a loving presence. There's always something some help needed somewhere. So thank you so much for being so dynamic. We have Rachel Friend here this evening. Rachel is one of our LCAP aides. I mean, if you come in and see the work they're doing, you'll see them sitting there with between about 8 and 12 kids, giving really directed, intensive reading intervention. And so we have Rachel Friend here this evening. We also have Ruth Screen, who you got to hear earlier. Yay. And just to acknowledge that not in the room this evening with us, we have Rosanna Fuentes. She is our bilingual LCAP aide who meets with all of our English language learners in small groups. And this group can get pretty rowdy. It's an intense assignment. She meets with them throughout the day. Many students. Yay, Rosanna, we love you. We love you so much. Not only that, she has the biggest, most loving heart in the entire world. And I know we all know that. And then also not here this evening. And we're so grateful for Mandolin Mick, also working so directly with our students in these small groups. So we have a little something for you this evening. If you could pass them along and separate them for each person. And this is exciting. All of our people that have been coming to be acknowledged at the meeting have been receiving shirts, but this is the first group that's getting their shirt. So thank you back there for the shirts. We got shirts. We'll give them to them tomorrow. Yeah, you guys got one of the shirts.
Fashion show.
Can we see them? Can we see them?
Sure. So thank you. And go reading. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
Hey, Herbert Green.
I don't have the energy that Shannon has. It's been a month. Good evening, board. How's everybody doing? Hello, thank you for your help today. You're amazing. Whew, I'm gonna try to do this without. So we have currently 344 really amazing kids at our school. Our average daily attendance rate is almost 95.6%. Thank you, influenza A and norovirus, all the horrible bugs going around. Our goals and aspirations, I don't have data to share with you right now, but we are moving forward in that area. A lot of our teachers started using the CASP FIABs to really target the skills that our students need to prepare for the CASP test. And it's been great for our teachers to see who's getting it, who needs remediation, and they are using that data along with the iReady data to group our students for minor block for intervention. So we've been doing that, and we just took our third iReady diagnostic or the FIABs in math and reading last week and this week. Thank you. In December, it's been a minute, I had a staff meeting and I led a brief professional development on the second step SEL program that we are implementing this year. We still have teachers who are using capturing kids' hearts and a little bit of second step and different things, but focusing on things like growth mindset and organization and being a student and all those things, empathy, kindness, problem solving, all those wonderful traits that people need to be successful in life, not just middle school. We also did some team building activities. Back in December, we had our second annual Crafts and Cookies event, which was wonderful. We just enjoy each other's company, and we don't get to do that often enough. So we made time at the end of our day to come together and just hang out. Thank you, Mark. We had our winter band concerts. Hannah Solomon is amazing. We are so fortunate to have Hannah on our staff. It was a packed house. The kids did a fantastic job. They are really excited about band, and I know it's because of Hannah's tutelage. So thank you, Hannah, if you're watching. Next. And then recently, Ms. Thompson's sixth graders learned about factors that affect the ocean surface currents, and then worked on a hands-on activity to help with their understanding. And it was a lot of fun watching them simulate the winds without blowing water all over each other. They had a great time. So Ms. Thompson is awesome. Next. Dino, our campus monitor, has been out ill since we returned from Christmas break. And so during lunches, our students made cards and signed a poster for him. And they just flocked over there, and I need to get those to him. But he did show up yesterday, unexpected. He's looking great. He'll be back soon. We love you, Dino. Next. This is the best part of the whole presentation. I get to honor some amazing people, and I have two of the four amazing people here tonight. So would you please come up, Kate Hauk and Josh Keene. So Ms. Hauk is new to our team this year. She teaches 7th grade math and art, which is awesome. Take a look back there. That's she put that up for us. So she is a well-seasoned educator. She's got a lot of experience, which is why we snatched her up. And she was teaching our 4 7th grade math classes and said, hey, we have some kids who are really high achievers. So could we do like an advanced math class? I said, yes, please. So she's working with them on that. She is also piloting math for us and participating in the GLUMP math collaboration. And she just gives her heart and soul to her kids. And we're so fortunate to have her. So thank you, Kate. And she, nice. Thank you. And then Josh Keene is our science teacher. This guy, you've got to come and see him and what he does with our kids. He's got these kids raking leaves and making stone walkways, and he's working on a beautiful rose garden. Right now it's a mud garden, but we're going to keep going. And then there's a 5th grade garden. I mean, it's incredible, the stuff that he's got them doing. They're building benches. It's awesome. It's a little scary seeing, an 8th grader out there with a saw blade. I didn't see it. Just watch your fingers. Anyway, so everybody loves being in Josh's classes. He makes it fun. We're just so blessed to have him. So, Elena Texley is not here tonight. She is with her niece. She is our new 7th grade English teacher, and she's teaching our ELD, our English learners. She's phenomenal as well. She is very youthful and loves what she does, and the kids respond really well to her. And I got to see a fun throwback Thursday lesson. She showed ABBA's Dancing Queen video, and the week before they watched Aha's Take On Me, and so they compared the two, and it was hilarious. I feel really old. And then Miguel Garibay teaches world studies. He's also doing photography as a 7th grade elective, which is awesome. Our kids have been able to take pictures for the yearbook, and he is also our CJSF leader, which is wonderful. I asked him to take that on this year, and he said, absolutely. And he just finished his admin credential program. So it was a little, I'll help you if you help me kind of thing. I was his mentor, which was fun and awesome, but I think he would have done it anyway because he's just an incredible person like that. And all of them care so much about our kids and do so much to help them and shape them, not just for 8th grade, but for life beyond. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Charles Brown.
Yep, so we've heard a lot about Charles Brown tonight, so I'm going to keep it fairly brief, but we have gone up a little bit in enrollment. Absorbing a student, we have one more new student starting with us later this week. Our attendance rate's doing well, but we have been dealing with some sickness like everybody else, so I expect that to drop in the next board meeting presentation. So our diagnostics are just getting started. We'll look for some comparison data in reading and in math once those are completed. But students are making really good progress in both of those subject areas and working very hard, so we're really proud of them for that. And then we would like to highlight our amazing food services team at Charles Brown that serves not only the students of the academy, but also serving all of the charter homeschool students as well. So Anna and Tony, if you're out there, I know you're not here, but if you're out there, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you very much.
All right, moving right along here, let's go to 8.2, information and enrollment summary. Did I see we lost 6 kids, 6 students? Down here, okay. All right. Any comments? And 8.3, class size summary. We have those numbers up through January. Any comment? Okay. 8.4, information, mid-year update to local control accountability plan and the local control funding formula, budget overview for parents.
Yep, so this is information only. By March 1st, school districts are required to report on the progress of their LCAP plan. And so this is our mid-year update to you. It aligns with the 5 LCAP goals that we have. Slide please, Mark. Basically, at this point in the year, we are looking at what our budget overview for parents was in June when it was approved in 2025. And you can see that our estimated actuals so far are actually really close. So great job, Marty, for predicting the future. Well done. Yep, you got it. Well, there's always next one.
Next step.
Next slide, please. So looking at these metrics, remember that we are mid-year, so there's really only 3 options. There are items that we don't know quite yet, items that are in progress, and items that we do know about. So I'll address those as we go through each of the goals in the LCAP plan. Next one, please. So our first goal is related to aligned curriculum and instruction. Our metrics for that are the CASP scores. Our CASP scores last year improved in both reading and in math. In fact, we had one of the largest jumps in reading that we've had since returning from the pandemic, so that's outstanding. And we'll get our CASP data, obviously, for this school year later in the fall. Next slide, please. Here's some of the actions that we have in place for that, including some digital supports like iReady and Reflex Math, as well as intervention teachers, LCAP aides, a variety of supports to help instruction at all 3 school sites. Next slide. Goal 2 is about student-centered climates. So we have a really pretty good attendance rate thus far in this school year, which is really encouraging. I mean, students are enjoying coming to school. Our chronic absenteeism rate is down substantially, down by about 11%, which is really fantastic. So we're at 21%, you can see there in 2023. So that's really nice progress. We have had an increase in the number of mental health referrals so far this year. If you look at our baseline year, we're at 93 students referred for the whole school year. And thus far in this school year, we're at 143. So we know that students are coming with some additional needs, additional supports. We're all seeing that at all 3 school sites. And it's really helpful that we have these counseling services and wellness centers to help us through that, in addition to all the other support staff that we have. Actions. We continue to have the district-wide counselor. We have a wellness center at both Herbert Green and Indian Creek. You can see there the chronic absenteeism is down. Adding subjects like electives at Herbert Green has helped a lot to keep students wanting to come to school and excited about coming to school. And then our band teacher is doing a phenomenal job. We have our VAPA art docent at Indian Creek doing well as well. So we have a lot of different options that are really helping the overall climate of our school district. Goal 3 has to do with connectedness with parents, basing that on enrollment. Since 23-24, our enrollment is down a bit. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit as of late. We're getting some late enrollment, which is great. We had a fantastic participation in our parent surveys that just went out. I'll be presenting that in just a moment. Kids at home, that's called foreshadowing. Did you get that, Aaron? Okay, good note, kid. All right, site council meetings are happening, and then we had really great participation from our Spanish-speaking families as well when we gave out this last survey. Here are some of the actions that we have. A big portion of this is our partnership with Boys and Girls Club, as well as the extended day program that's at Indian Creek. And then you can see there's some other options as well. We have our Director of Student Supports supporting all of our students, not just our students with disabilities. We have a bilingual clerical staff at every site, which is amazing to be able to offer that to our community. Despite moving most of our transportation services to the El Dorado High School District, we are still able to offer free transportation to all families. Goal 4 has to do with professional learning communities. We have not been able to facilitate as many professional development opportunities this year as we've liked. We've put kind of a freeze on that because of fiscal deficits, but we still are able to offer some trainings and collaborations during our early release days on Wednesdays. So a lot of that goes into those and for that planning. Next slide, please. Some of the actions here, you can see the walk to learn groups, the minor blocks that are all happening to provide intervention support. P3 math is still happening at Indian Creek and Charles Brown, collaborating on that. And then the 8-9 math team, that's a collaboration between our 8th grade math teachers and the high school math teachers coming together to try to bridge that gap and make the transition into high school math a little bit easier. So lots of collaboration around math, which is exciting as well. All right, last goal, effective leadership. We can see data analysis meetings happening at schools. Ms. Shannon mentioned the Every Child at Indian Creek meetings. There's also data analysis meetings happening at Herbert Green as well and Charles Brown regularly. So those meetings are an opportunity for us to collaborate, come together, look at data, and try to find ways to best serve our students and their needs. And action 5, there you just see some administrator trainings, mostly around de-escalation strategies when responding to behaviors in the classroom and on campus. Next slide. Any questions about the mid-year? This is not an approval item. This is just informational.
Lots of good information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. On to 8.5, discussion, parent feedback on budget priorities.
Yep, me again, sorry. All right. Yes, please. Always.
Are you guys warm now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really
I know.
I could feel it. I could feel it. It was cold.
It is. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna get going here. So we recently facilitated a parent survey at all 3 sites. There were 2 surveys, one for Indian Creek families, Herbert Green families, and then a second survey for Charles Brown families. Just a reminder, the funding that we've been using since returning from the pandemic is coming from a variety of one-time sources, one of those being the Learning Recovery Block Grant. That funding actually went to provide resources at multiple sites, including the intervention specialists at both sites. We have one at Herbert Green as well for some time, LCAP aides, and then obviously the program at Charles Brown as an intervention model. Next slide, please. We know that we're facing the deficit of $300,000 this year based on the first interim budget report that was shared in December. And Next slide, please, Mark. Thank you. Nope. Yep. Thanks. Got it. Yep. But we still want to try to serve our students the best that we can and make sure we're giving them all the things that they need. So here are some of the things that families valued most. Small class sizes, reading and math intervention. Reading and math was a very high priority to a lot of families, and understandably so. It's a foundation. Those are two foundational subjects, and they really should be at the top of the list. So it's nice to see some consistency in the responses from our families. SEL learning, caring experienced teachers, you can see them all there. And then some comments below by families that are really seeing a lot of progress among students, which is great news for all three school sites. Next slide, please. Before we get into any more details, I did want to highlight some of the programs that exist across our campuses, all three of them. So you can see there at Indian Creek, we have full-time intervention teacher, the VAPA docent. We do have a STEAM lab. They use a curriculum called Engineering is Elementary, and teachers go in there and can use that. It's been set up for them there. We have athletics and TK aids, LCAP aids, and PE program. You can see at Herbert Green. Kudos to Mrs. Clayster for getting electives started at Herbert Green. That's one of the things we heard about kids that were leaving to go to Markham is that they went there for electives. So being able to offer those at Herbert Green is going to help us to retain those students. So elective courses, PLTW, we talked about Mr. Keene and his contributions with that. You can see a lot of the other same things. We have an ELD course for students that are learning English and need to reclassify. And then, of course, our great music and PE programs. The Charles Brown, targeted intervention, small group instruction, athletics. You can see there some of the similar items. But down below, I want to draw your attention to district-wide focus areas, some things that floated to the surface from the surveys. Reading and math support is huge. Enrichment in arts and STEM. Leadership, student leadership, maintaining an engaging environment, learning environment, and then having a positive learning environment. So those are some of the keys that came from the family surveys. All right, results from the Indian Creek and Herbert Green survey. You can see we received 177 responses. Really, the purpose of these two surveys was to do two things. Try to find interest and then try to find impact, right? What are the priorities that are having the greatest impact, and what is the interest in the Charles Brown program or going back to Indian Creek and Herbert Green? So those were really the two priorities from the surveys. And you can see there from that data that there are about half the families are very content and very pleased. Most of them want to have a little bit more information. So I think that's something that we need to do a little better job of is providing a little more communication about the details and the opportunities over at Charles Brown. Next slide, please. On the flip side, the Charles Brown campus, we wanted to find out how many families would stay with Motherlode if the school was closed. And you can see there that, again, almost 50% of the families that completed the survey stated that they would indeed enroll somewhere else like a charter program. It says 52 families up there. We have 85 students. We have approximately 60 families. So this is a pretty good portion of the families that responded there. So you can see what they would be doing, which is obviously going to have an impact on future enrollment. Next slide, please. Okay, so some considerations to think about. If Charles Brown remains open, it would be a continued support for students that are struggling in reading and math. Keep in mind that although the class sizes are low, there's more to it than that. We have a pretty creative curriculum and instructional design over there around essential standards and focusing just on reading and math and integrating other subject areas, which really gives students a chance to focus on mastering those standards in reading and math. We have the potential of avoiding a loss of students, right? If the campus closed, we might lose some to other programs outside of our district. And then you can see some next steps there. If it remains open, we need to take a hard look at class sizes district-wide and see if we can adjust things to make them equitable, but also make sure that staffing is equitable as well amongst all three school districts, or schools, excuse me. Next slide. If Charles Brown was closed, there is a potential loss of about half of the students that are there. Of course, a conservative estimate may be like 20 or so, which still would equate to a teacher. Strategic planning for the transition of students and staff, we would need to facilitate their transition back to Indian Creek and Herbert Green along with staffing. There's seniority and other considerations that need to come into play for that as well, but we can handle that. And then obviously the intervention blocks that are already existing in Indian Creek and Herbert Green would need to basically take on the students at Charles Brown because they're going to need those supports as well. And then some key needs that are listed. Next slide, please. So next steps, we are really under a lot of pressure to start registration. And in order to do that, we need to have an idea and a direction from the board on where we need to head. So the next steps, we need to begin the registration process, refine other options, looking at other areas, because it's not going to be just one solution. We talked to many folks, and it's obviously going to be a combination of things to try to balance this budget and still provide the resources and programs that we currently do provide to students. And I'm hoping that we can get some finalization before the March board meeting on the 11th. Yeah. Next slide. Some discussion items, but I know that the board has some ideas.
Okay. Glenn, you want to go first?
Well, closing Charles Brown doesn't solve our budget problem.
No.
I spent a lot of time with Marty over the last couple of weeks. I've even asked her to do various levels of, if we lose students, what that would do and so forth. And none of those changes are material enough to make it a black or white decision. We could end up losing money, and we could end up perhaps gaining a little. It's not a lot either way. So it's not, I don't think money is the decision that should drive this thing at this point. People have suggested various cost savings. I've researched them. They've been based on assumptions that I've not been able to substantiate at all. We've had a lot of letters. We've read all the letters. I've spent time going through them, and I've researched, and looked at the ideas and suggestions. I have not been able to find enough cost savings or revenue enhancements to change this situation. Unfortunately, the state of California can play games with money. We can't. We don't have a liberty. So we have a baseline budget gap of $300,000 at least at this point, and closing Charles Brown does not solve that problem. It really wouldn't do a material impact either direction, it looks like. So in terms of my opinion about Charles Brown, I love the culture there. I really think it's special. I think the fact that it's kind of a neighborhood school as well, and people are kind of gravitating into it more as a center for education over there, it's kind of a good thing as well. So personally, I would say the money decision doesn't suggest we should close it. And I have not heard enough compelling reasons to close it at this point, because I think we have some great culture there, and perhaps we can propagate that culture elsewhere. We can do things with class sizes and help make that more, equitable and so forth. We know we have bubbles that will happen in schools from now and then. You're going to have fourth grade is an awful bubble right now. It's just the way it is, and we don't get to determine how the ages that come into our schools. We don't, and so then some numbers game. How do we get enough teachers to handle the numbers and so forth? And if you look at it, we have some disparities up and down, not just between. We have it all the schools, within the schools and between the schools, frankly, and that's a challenging thing for the district to always deal with. It's going to be a problem ongoing because we don't control the number of kids by age that come in our district. So that's my opinion at this point. I can't put my hat on anything that suggests that we solve the budget problem by closing Charles Brown.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Bridget?
Excuse me. Well, not having Charles Brown, in my opinion, having two schools in the district would be too small. I mean, I'm a glasses half full person, and I drive right by the new Haven housing that's being built right there. And even though we've seen the numbers, the data numbers that say there's going to be just very few coming out of there, that's 64 homes right there. They're almost done. And I just feel like we're just going to impact the two schools we have if we don't have Charles Brown, and we already have the building. So I think we have the opportunity to use that building in a lot of different ways and pivot and grow. So I am for keeping Charles Brown.
Thank you, Bridget. Valerie?
So my biggest focus is enticing people to our district. I think that Charles Brown has set us apart from other districts because we offer something they don't. That makes us enticing, right?
Yes.
If we bring people to our district, it'll raise our average daily attendance. I really like the thought of possibly having a K-8 where we'd be the only ones that offer that. And that was going to bring people, because this county has so many options. And I already personally know of 7 students or families that have looked into CHSA, which is was it Charter Homesteading Academy? Sorry, my son went there, I should know. And to transfer, if Charles Brown closes, we're gonna lose them, right? They go to charter, and with charter, with all the options that we have to be, from a business perspective, enticing and look appealing, and maybe get some inter-district transfers, maybe get these kids who will say, hey, that district offers more, because by expanding a little bit, keeping Charles Brown open and expanding a little bit there, we will have the smaller class sizes potentially. I mean, that's what I hope for. It just helps us be better than the neighboring districts. Let's put it out there.
All right.
So I fully support keeping Charles Brown open.
All right. Thank you. Nancy?
Well, I have heard from many of the students at Charles Brown. They took the time to write me letters to let me know what their experience has been there. And it's such a positive experience. They love going to school. I'm a retired Butterlow teacher. I taught at Charles Brown. And I'm telling you, when you close a school, it's devastating. It's devastating to the kids. It's devastating to the staff. And since there is no real financial gain by closing it, I don't see why we should do that. I 100% support keeping Charles Brown open.
All right. I concur with the rest of the board about keeping Charles Brown open. I have to say, I was a student at Charles Brown. I'm dating myself, it's okay. I went there for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade as a student. When I graduated from Sac State and came back and taught in this district, I taught at Herbert Green, I taught at Charles Brown, I taught at Indian Creek. So I have been at Charles Brown for many, many years. I feel it's an important school. I feel it's valuable. At this point, I don't want to lose that ADA of people going other places. We need our students. We are here for kids. We've heard about kids. We've heard about their successes. I'm all for that. And I think that that's really important. That's our job, taking care of students and keeping our enrollment up. We cannot lose students in this economy. We need to keep them and possibly bring in more. So I think that Charles Brown is very important to us, and it needs to continue, maybe with some adjustments. I'm not saying that, but I concur with the rest of the board members that Charles Brown needs to continue. So, Superintendent Mahoney, we are giving you the ideas here. Let's see what we can do. Okay? Develop a plan, develop a budget to keep Charles Brown open, please.
They balance the budget.
Balance that budget. Balance that budget if we can. We don't want to look like Sac City or some of these other districts that are being taken over by the state. Let's see what we can do.
All by March 11th, right?
By March 11th, by the next board meeting. We all have work to do, okay? Thank you, board members. Appreciate your comments. Thank you. 8.6 action, superintendent requests approval of 26-27 draft student calendar. I need a motion, please.
I move that we approve the 26-27 draft student calendar.
I'll second it.
And this is the one that staff has voted on. They want this one?
Yes.
All right. Any other comments? Okay, call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. 8.7 action, superintendent requests approval of a state waiver request for ESY, which is the extended school year. Need a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the state waiver request ESY extended school year.
I'll second.
So tell us about this, please. Explain a little bit.
I sure can. Actually, I'm going to default this to Danielle.
Okay.
I asked her to
Thank you.
speak a little bit about this because I think she's got a good firm grasp of what this is going to do to help our students.
Thank you.
So over the recent years, we look at ESY, the time that's spent, it's about 4 hours over 20 days, and staff being in attendance. And usually as the month goes on, the attendance kind of slips off. And in the recent years, with the holiday being on the 19th, usually this last couple years, it slipped off huge. So we were looking at neighboring districts to see what they have done, maybe to alter the schedule, to make it more efficient for staff, for students, for families. And we found out there are many districts in the state that file for a waiver. And what that waiver would look like is reducing the 20 days, but extending the instructional day. So it looks more like a traditional school day versus 4 hours. And in doing that, we can help support the students better, especially if they have OT and speech and APE. All of those services were wrapped up into those 4 hours, which was hard in the classroom for the goal work, the SAI reading and math goal work that they were doing. So we reached out to our 2 unions and had a discussion with them, and they approved. And so the third step would be to reach out to the board. And if the board approves, then we can file for the waiver. And what that would look like for us is we're looking at a 4-day ESY week, and it would be about 5 hours and 45 minutes each day. So a total of 16 days versus 20 days.
Okay.
And then each week they would have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Oh, okay. Do we ever, I know in past years, sometimes we've invited students from outside our district to join us. Is that an option this year, or do we know?
Could be, yeah. Could be. Sell seats. Yeah, very well could be.
Any other questions from the board?
No, that's a good idea, though. Good job.
I'm trying. All right, thank you, Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, any opposed? Thank you. All right. Section 9, Finances and Facility, 9.1, 25-26, first interim letter. All right. We received a letter from Ed Manansala. Oh, Marty, you want to talk about this, or mine?
I got it. So the first interim letter from.
You got it? Okay, I got the letter. Go.
So after our first
Then
interim
I'll
budget
talk.
report in December, it's sent off to the county. The county reviews the entire budget to ensure that they agree with Marty's and our plan. And the letter that you received from Dr. Manansala confirms that they agree with our projection that we will have a shortfall and we will need to make changes in order to meet our financial obligations.
Right. I highlighted a couple of things. Decline in enrollment, we need to remember that. We are deficit spending. We haven't firmed up our negotiations. Something else he talked about in here was, where was that? With our reserve. We're dipping into our reserve. It's no longer at 10%, which we wanted, so we are deficit spending. And that was brought up in the letter, just FYI. Okay, anything else, board? All right, section 10. The next regular board meeting will be held on March 11th at 4 p.m. for closed and 5:15 for open. I adjourn this meeting at 6:43. Okay.